the object of interest with the prompt of lines. So again, starting with Daniel's, first of all, I like the idea of these two lines converging. It's pretty cool. Yeah, and I know his object of interest is like hand tools or something like that, and so this seems to fit really nicely. I like the shapes these are making. You have this big large shape of kind of this gray, it's very dark. And then there's some divisions going on up here of this shape, and it's just a nice division of picture plane. So nice one on this. Yeah, so we have lines going up, which is great. And there's this implied line, which goes through all the centers of the nail heads. So there's line and implied line, right? So it's fantastic. Okay, so I'm guessing laser level, not totally sure. Oh no, it looks like a strap. It looks like a strap with neon edges, but it's lit, and I think in Photoshop it's enhanced a bit, so it looks nice. Good one. Again, that same one we saw a few ago, but with the light on it. Great use of light. I love the idea of this. You've changed the lines going up to, you know, diagonal lines with the addition of a light. So very cool. Yeah, great. We have this perspective going on. Man, a lot of good stuff here. Daniel, right? Yeah, nice stuff. I think you're understanding the elements of design and you're using it well. I mean, there's repetition happening. There's this line happening, and you know, focal point. Although, I mean, yes, we have a point where we're focusing, but is this the most interesting part? I think in a lot of pictures it is. Right here is kind of our focal, right? So that's where you have the light hitting, the focus hitting. So yeah, I think you're nailing a lot of these. So I'm nailing, but nice job. Okay, let's move on. Yeah, good use of line already, Lupe. Yeah, nice job with this fence, and this is really really nice here. I don't mind that at all. It breaks this other horizontal uh, like horizon line, right? We have, and maybe if we would have gone down just a bit, this may have broken it a few more times, but good one. I also really like what's going on over here. I think that's important because all these lines converge and then we get this mass that kind of shoots us back out, right? And so we have this rotation going with our eyes. Our eyes keep moving on that composition. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, this makes it a little more interesting up here. Okay, I'm feeling good about all this stuff. Good job, guys. All right, cool. That's interesting. We have some car tire lines and by flowers, lines by flowers. Okay. I think the fence was one of your best. And this is kind of interesting where you do have some flare lines. Yeah, your fence images, I think you could have investigated that a little bit more. This is interesting. It's good. I know you got to work that in somehow. Okay, all right. Thank you. Okay, yeah, a lot of, it's interesting the lines that, as you picked this one, Zachary, because we have these lines as these main branches, and then there's minor branches coming off of that, and then even beyond that, there's tertiary branches, and then even on this pine, there's little lines coming off each of those tertiary. So really interesting. And lines can be very organic, which we're seeing here from Zachary's. Okay, some wide lines, some thin lines. Yeah. Yes, good ones. Yeah, I'm really drawn to, look at how high a contrast these are. When you squint, there's just these lines kind of, it's just really, really nice. This one I'm less excited about because when I squint, you know, the lines kind of vanish a bit. So that gets less exciting. Nice again. Gosh, I don't know. I'm a fan for kind of more graphic images. Mon, yeah. So these are really simple but lovely lines. Ooh, yeah, that's great. Good one. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, true. Even that. Very nice. Okay, okay. And then it comes into play what thickness of line, right? And is that more of a shape or a line? I guess these could be super thick lines coming through the shape or coming through the composition, as with this. Okay, good one. Refresh this. Oh yeah. So these do need to be sized down. I feel like this is taking a extra time to download. So please size those down to 800 pixels across. Yeah, I mean, it's terribly symmetrical and not a lot of reward once our eyes go down this path. It's, I don't know, close to a tangent up here. Yeah, that's nice. I like this one. Seems like I think what's going on this is that the picture plane is broken up into shapes, more so. So there's this darker shape. When I squint, there's some strength to it, and triangles are fantastic. This one feels a little too geometric, unless you go super geometric, right? So, yeah, and I'm not terribly excited about these just because when I squint at it, there's so much the value is similar. And there could be, I mean, there are some modern compositions that are very minimal, right? But I just don't think this is working that well. I like that one. I think this, okay, yay, this is getting somewhere, and it's yeah, so I think this one's nice too. I think you need to, like, I would suggest really keeping to shapes, dark shapes, light shapes, and then dividing your composition up. So I see this is divided up, but like this color and this color are so similar that it's not, I mean, I'm missing texture. I'm missing like repetition. I guess we have a line, but there's not really interesting planes or interesting. I'd look at design principles, and for that matter, maybe we should look at some design principles. And just go over some of those. Let's see. And I mean, I think it's always good to review some design principles, right? So, if you were to look up different principles of design, Some people have 12, some people have 7, 6. But this emphasis is really kind of a hierarchy, like what am I looking at first? What am I looking at second, third, etc. Balance and alignment. This page has weight. It needs to have some type of strength to it. I mean, I've heard you can't stick all your furniture in one corner of a room before, right? Maybe because I've read this site before, it says it down here. But yeah, you need to spread them out, and in a room you're obviously making it somewhat useful and pleasing, but it's similar in a composition. You want to kind of open it up. There should be contrast, right? Meaning in color and meaning in value. Should be repetition. We kind of talked about that. Proportion, small to big, and movement. Diagonals help move, and I think you got some diagonals happening. White space, and you had white space. But I think some of the early ones were, I mean, proportion, repetition, contrast, balance and alignment, I feel like need to be maybe looked at in some of these. Okay. All right. So we're looking at line again, and I do see some line here, right? And maybe, yeah, there's line, I guess, all over it. What is this instrument? That's interesting. Second old saxophone. Okay, cool. Yeah. All right, we have some line from this piano. I can see that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this is interesting because you've divided up the picture plane a little bit. I mean, this is a big dark shape, and all of the interest is up here. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you're emphasizing the lines on the piano and kind of working in the candles for lighting effect, and which is interesting. I like it. Let's see, what else can I share? All right. Okay, so we have some brickwork. Okay, a lot of line converging, kind of a one-point perspective. Okay, plus all the brickwork, right? Aren't these shadows really interesting as they curl up a geometric form? Okay. Yeah. I guess I haven't seen much of a difference between like this one and, I mean, they're so similar. And maybe this, and I feel like we have like 3 shots that we're seeing over and over type thing. Maybe 4. So one thing about getting 10 good ones is you'll probably need to shoot like 30 or 40 to get 10 good. But yeah, I could see, I mean, this is a lot of line work, and seems like you know, shooting at night with a handheld flashlight would be really interesting on this brickwork, or even over the whole thing. I don't know, I'm looking for new perspectives, new ways of seeing. Values are really similar with the background in this thing. If I squint, I think if we were shooting a little bit dark with a handheld light on this, it would have been much stronger. Okay, yeah, that's the idea, is where this is lit and this is darker. So I think that's nice. And we do see the line going on in the background, but you're still featuring your cacti. I'm not sure if I see a line in here so much. I guess this could be considered line, but there's really not a lot of it. It's mostly shape. Looking for line. I think we're getting away from it a little bit. Okay, well maybe some of these textures could be considered line. Kind of really iffy on line. I'm just not seeing. Okay, back to line, so we are seeing some. I think the fence was your thing that was holding it together with this theme, but then once we got in here, I think your excitement and passion over the succulents kind of overtook the overtook the assignment. But you know what? That's okay. I guess we have our different passions and excitements. Well, I think these are really interesting, where you have lines of light coming through, and even these lines up here where the sun is lighting up those little gaps in the fence. Yeah, okay, interesting. Interesting. Good. Yeah, that's nice. We can still lines, but dark side. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, lines. Okay, I guess there's lines in the grain. This is a really lovely portrait of these oranges, by the way. I mean, it looks like a painting. It looks, there's nuance and repetition and shape. So wonderful, really nice. Okay. Really nice, very nice. Okay. I feel like there's a lot of texture and some interest in this banana, but I feel like the carpet or whatever this is pulls me away from this texture. They're just like, hey, look at me, and this is like, hey, look at me a little bit. I think if this were plain, like a really simple material, that it probably would have done better, I feel. Okay, that helps a bit, pulling back from the carpet or rug or whatever it is. Okay, line. Okay, yeah, we're seeing some of those lines go through. Okay, yeah. Wow on that, and really nice. Okay, nice job, Samantha. And then Daniel. Yeah, good one. Metal, right? I think we're doing metal. Wow, really smart move. Yeah, that is really nice. Good job. Yeah, I like this a lot. Another similar. Yeah, hopefully we just focus on this, because that's a good thing to explore in different ways. Yeah. Strong line, okay, very similar type of thing, but yep, yeah, interesting. Great. Okay, nice job. All right. Generally, I'm clapping. Good job, everyone. There's some really exciting pictures in here, and yeah, you guys are doing great. We just have a few more days. Hang in there. Keep mixing it up. Keep thinking of new ways of showing your object of interest.